गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. See, as a seeker, when we live in this world, how do we come to understand that this world of forms is also divine? When we study Shankaracharya, when we study Vedanta, Upanishads, there it is mentioned, neti neti, you are not the world, you are not the body, you are not the breath, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect, you are not the waker, you are not the dreamer, you are not the sleeper, and it goes on. So everything that is changing, you need to discard, you need to disidentify, you need to transcend and come to the unchanging principle. See? But having known the self, or even taking the name of the Lord, and we merge into the Lord. But then how do we understand that why, if everything is divine, then why am I running away from the world? This question must have come to your mind. If everything is that one reality, then why do I have to do neti neti? Why can't I experience the whole thing as one? See? And for this, we have many times even used this statement that the Paramatma or the Lord or the Self, whichever way you take it, Brahman, he himself is expressing as the Nimitta Karan and the Upadan Karan. He himself is expressing as the creator, and the creation which he has created is out of himself. This is what we say all the time, isn't it? And we don't have any experience in our worldly sense at the empirical level where one thing can be both. It can be the creator as well as the created out of the same material. We can say electricity, but it requires a bulb to express as light. But you cannot say light is electricity, you cannot say bulb is electricity. See? Some places we have heard that the waking, dream and sleep are superimpositions on the mind, on the self. They are illusions, isn't it? This is what we have been studying in Vivek Chudamani, that they are illusions. They are existing in their own absence. If they are existing in their own absence, we are bombarding you with this. Every Shankaracharya commentary always speaks about this, that it's only an appearance, it is mithya, it is an illusion, it is existing in its own absence. If the world is existing in its own absence, then how will I come to realize that the self that I am, that self alone is the world, if everything is mithya? Maybe you have understood. I am just contemplating here. Many places it says that the world is our experience of life is asti bhati priya nama rupa. So asti bhati priya, existence, consciousness, bliss. That is the nature of the self, and the nature of the world is name and form. So everything in this world we know it by way of form, and every form must have a name. You cannot have a form without a name, and you cannot have a name without a form. Both are existing, coexisting. See? So what does it mean if this world is existing for us at this moment as an individual, and we are seeking the truth, and we say this truth is also existence, then how can there be two existence? Something wrong in our approach. How can there be two existence? The world is also the existence, and the self is also existing. Existence. See? How do we approach this? How do we sort this out? So when it is told that the world is name and form, where is the form? Out there. Computer is, table is, lamp is, laptop is, phone is, body is, breath is, space is, fire is, air is, water is, earth is, tree is, everything is, isn't it? Yes, space doesn't have a form, air doesn't have a form, fire has a form. But those two have a name. But when we experience the world, what are we experiencing? We are experiencing the stimuli. So form is existence. Without existence, form cannot be. See, all the stimuli are existence. How do you recognize a form? By name. Where is the form? Outside of you. We are talking about from individual point. Where is form? Outside of you. Where is the name? In the book or on your tongue? On your tongue. How has it come on the tongue? From the mind. See? So this world, which is name and form, the form aspect is the existence aspect of the self, and the name aspect. Can a dead man speak? Can a dead man take the name of the forms? No. So this is consciousness. Only if I am conscious I can speak. That if only if I am conscious, then I can have thoughts. Consciousness with thoughts is called mind, isn't it? And grossified thoughts are words. And words are for forms. Now what is happening? The forms are out there, the words are in my mouth or in my mind, existence and consciousness. When these two meet, bliss. The food is on the table, the fragrance, the khushbu, the taste is already coming to your tongue, but it is separate from you. The food name, the word is in your mind or mouth, but the actual object which it is representing is out there. But when that food is picked up, who is picking up? You can say hand is picking up, but who is the prompter? The prompter is the individual. Who is individual? Essentially Atma, isn't it? Individual is essentially Atma. And Atma is Sat Chit Ananda Swarup. So the Chit aspect, the consciousness aspect is expressing as the desire, is expressing as the urge to eat food. And what does it eat? What does it eat? It eats the form. It eats the existence, which is nothing but form. And for that form, you are given a name. The consciousness has given it a name. This is food. If I eat that, I will become content. So it makes the consciousness, the desire, it appears, expresses as the desire. That desire prompts this equipment, this form to move, pick up the other form and put it in. And when existence and consciousness meet, think, when existence and consciousness meet, existence the food, consciousness the name, food, dosa, idli, pizza. Now when that piece of pizza, that piece of dosa comes and touches the jnanendriya, organs of perception, of organs of knowledge, this is consciousness. So when that existence aspect, that form, that pizza, that dosa comes and touches the organ of knowledge called tongue, at that very moment, existence and consciousness become one. And instead of their separateness, at that very moment when the union takes place, Anandam, Paramanandam. And this is happening with everything. Whether you take the sound, whether you take the touch, whether you take the feel, whether you take the what you see, hear, touch, feel, taste. So as these stimuli are coming in, how do you know a sound as a sound? Because you have the knowledge, consciousness. Sound is coming from outside, object. When it comes and meets at the eardrum, Ananda, beautiful music, and mind goes into silence. Just like you are all listening and I am talking. As the words are going to your ear, you are the consciousness in you is taking in the object called the sound, receiving the object called the sound. And the moment the knowledge and the sound, which is inert, it is existence, as it is coming to your ears, the existence and the consciousness meet within you. And then what happens? Anand. What is another word for Anand? Meditation happens. You can't create it. So today, take this thought and contemplate. Break the barrier of keeping this world separate. That one alone is
Alert from no backups for 143 days.
That one alone is expressing as the existence, and that one alone is expressing as the consciousness. That one alone as existence is called form, is called stimuli, and that one alone as consciousness is called as I, which expresses as thoughts, which expresses as words. And form is outside, name is within. Name is inside your mouth, so it's inside, within. And these existence and consciousness have never got separated, but it seems that they are separate. And this is the angle of approach by which we can bring about a contemplation and understanding, a disposition where I can become, or I can bring about a union of this existence and consciousness, which brings about a resultant bliss, and that is my true nature. So sit straight, back, neck and head in a straight line. Smile on your face. A happy disposition, a comfortable position, head stretched out towards the sky, and contemplate on this existence and consciousness aspect of the self and a resultant union which brings about bliss. When we live in this disposition in our daily life, and what is the disposition? The self alone is expressing as the form, and the self alone is expressing as the name. Rather than going through life rather than taking a position in opposition to the world. We are not opposed to the world. We are not opposed to the forms. We want to come to a point wherein the one that I am essentially alone is expressing as everything. And this approach, what I just explained, is called Chidvilas, as propagated, followed by Kashmiri Shaivism by Jnaneshwar Maharaj. Everything is an expression of that one. When it is approached with understanding, meditation happens, and a deep love, abidance comes about as a result of that knowledge, as we have just explained. If not, we can take the name of the Lord, surrender ourselves at the feet of the Lord, and that approach of devotion also must lead to this knowledge. So by following knowledge, you fall in love with the self, or the love expresses. And when you follow love, knowledge expresses. It's the same game going on everywhere. Be that.